We've got some breaking news. No preseason games. The NFL offered to the NFLPA, let's just scrap it. We'll get you what you want. You got the longer acclimation period, longer training camp. Probably the safer route to go here in the end, Tom, with the coronavirus certainly still being a big concern among NFL players.
Yeah, of course. We mentioned earlier that the NFL dropped it down to one. I think that came out this weekend. They dropped it down to one preseason game. Now it's down to 0. So no preseason games, longer ramp-up time, longer training camp. The NFLPA and the players didn't want to play in the games because in most cases they have OTAs to get more or less their bodies acclimated to playing football again to reduce the risk of injuries. That's not what would have happened here. So they've offered, and at some point will be accepted, no preseason games this year.
And my point was, look, if you can't get 2, you might as well do 0. Like, I don't think one preseason game does a lot. So in the end, 0 preseason games probably makes the most
One
sense.
note, you're going to see some very sloppy play early this season. It's not going to be the normal season, which, we already knew at this point.
So we ask you this question. How many preseason games should there be? I would say either 0, 1, or 2 or, the common answers there.
Yeah.
I think it's either 2 or 0. That's what I think. I think if you can't find a way to do 2, just do 0, longer training camp. We'll start in September.
I'd prefer 2, but I'd like at least one preseason game because I think it's going to really help out some of those bottom-of-the-roster guys who are fighting for even just a practice squad spot, depending on if the NFL expands rosters or not. But I at least like to have one preseason game this year.
So let us know what you guys think down in the comments section. While you're doing that, why not hit that red subscribe button? Look, we're trying to get to 200,000 subscribers as quick as possible. We got daily NFL videos for you guys leading up to the season. We're going to keep you guys updated on the latest potential cancellations, whatever's going on with the preseason. No one's going to keep you covered more often and more quickly than we will here at Chat Sports. So hit that big red subscribe button. We do Q&As, all kinds of different segments. Go ahead and subscribe today. Join the movement here on Chat Sports. Now, Byron Jones of the Miami Dolphins, Tom, he's kind of been leading the charge from the players on social media with the hashtag We Want to Play, but also voicing the concerns of, hey, we want to play, but we want to make sure the proper safety protocols are in place.
It was an interesting designed push here, led by Byron, who kind of came up with the idea on an NFL player union reps call. He was the Cowboys rep last year, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's the Dolphins rep again this year once that's finally determined. I'm not surprised the players took this path. You kind of saw a little bit of that from the MLBPA, or the last time they went through that type of whole issue and negotiation, trying to negotiate in the public, as these things often are done, Harrison, I think made some sense for the players, and it's at least led to some progress, which, as far as I'm concerned, I just want football to be played. I think that's a good thing in the end. NFL and the NFLPA have agreed to daily testing during the first 2 weeks of training camp,
That's
Harrison.
a lot of tests.
It's a lot of tests. Now, it's only for the first 2 weeks, and then I think the target number for like the tier 1 and the players, so like the coaches and the players, is 5%. If they get below a 5% positive rate, then they'll go to every other day testing.
Yep.
It is significant. That's a significant amount. And the players really wanted this too. They wanted to have the testing because players are reporting for some teams today.
Yeah, literally.
They're here.
Chiefs and Texans rookies report today. All other rookies report tomorrow, Tuesday the 21st. The 23rd is when quarterbacks and injured players are set to report. Then by next Monday, all teams and players are set to be at their facilities.
Chiefs and Texans, since they play Thursday Night Football to open the year, they actually report a little bit earlier. So this little back and forth has been interesting. The report that came along with they've agreed to daily testing, that was the final of the 7 health and safety protocols they were trying to figure out. So that's a really good sign on that front, that they figured out the plan for showing up. Of course, there's one big thing they have to figure out now. Well, I guess one group of multiple things they got to figure out, which is how do they handle opt-outs, how do they handle the money side of that, and how do they handle what if games get canceled, and of course salary cap impact. So a lot still to do.
Well, I'll add one more in there on top of all that. Is the NFL going to have a specific plan in place when positive tests come in during the season? And what is that? I don't know if you can have an exact plan for that, but I think that's where some of the concern comes into play.
No, I agree.
From the players, because they're like, yeah, sure, we all want to play. We want as safe as possible. But when this happens, What's the response from the league? That's what everybody wants to know.
Last I checked was that I think that's for individual teams. It's the infectious disease response report or plan or whatever. Like, I think there were still like 7 or 8 teams that hadn't submitted by earlier today.
So we're going to make this the pinned comment on this video. Will the 2020 season start on time? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. You want to support the show, go ahead, scroll on down. The pinned comment, it's the top comment down in the comment section. So let us know, Y for yes or in for no. Today's show is presented by Manscaped. Like I mentioned, you get the Lawnmower 3.0. Tom, your balls are going to thank you because, look, you don't want to feel like the Amazon rainforest down there. And, hey, look, we're a pair of married men here. We've got significant others. It benefits them as well. So I encourage you guys to get the best men's grooming tool out there at the Lawnmower 3.0 at manscaped.com/chat. 20% off plus free shipping. It's the best in the game out there.
I had some really dirty jokes planned about your now wife, but you just got married, Harrison.
I appreciate that. Save those for at least next week.
Yeah, I'm going to take the high road here, but I can assure you my wife appreciates it when I use it as well.